Ooh, okay. I already talked about this one, and by talked about it, I meant mentioned it. But now I get to actually talk about it, and this is really exciting because I was not expecting this. I wasn't. Like, I was reading it, and it was another one of those where I started reading it, and I was just like, because the first, like, 3/4 are not Slender Man related, and it really takes time to build up a character and background and relationships, and it makes you really understand who this character is. And I was just like, oh, this is a very interesting story, but I don't think this is relevant to my blog, so I should stop reading it, except then I kept reading it anyway, and then Slendy showed up, and I was like, oh my god. Because it was... I don't think anyone else has done Slender Man like this before. He was, like, not a bad guy. He takes people, and he gets rid of them. But not because he's just like, hey, I just met you and this is crazy, but I'm a tall man, I'm gonna stalk you maybe. He's like, you are a threat to existence, so I am going to get rid of you for the good of everything. And it's just like, what? That's really cool. And then, like, it's just... And the fact that it took all of that extra time in the beginning, which normally drives me nuts, but it actually took that time to do something productive, like build up this character and their relationships, and so then you have this big moment where the dad and the son, like, sort of have this reconciliation thing, and you're like, you know how important this moment is, but you also know that dude is about to go, like, die, and you're like, oh my god, why are you doing this to my feels? And it was so wonderful. And then the ending was just, like, perfect, because it was, like, redemption, except sort of, except no more it was just, oh my god. If you haven't read it, and I just spoiled it for you, you should still go read it anyway, because you don't understand fully until you've read it, and just do it, and just... And I guess while I am talking about serious, emotional things that do horrible things to my feels and make me cry and care about their characters, I should finally talk about Seeking Truth. And I just gotta tell you, I hate how long it took me to get to this. I'm so sorry that I didn't read it sooner, because, oh my god. And, honestly, these weren't blogs. Seeking Truth and Mystic were not blogs. They were stories that happened to be put in blog form. And I just, like, I loved these characters. Oh my god, when they were dying, and, like, when they were doing the things, and I just cried, and I'm just sitting here at my computer, and I'm just crying, and I'm like, why did you people make me read this, and how dare you make me feel bad for these characters, and you people are horrible, and it was so well written. And here's an image that I took from someone on DeviantArt whose name is in the credits, because you all have to share in my pain, and I'm honestly really tempted to just play the ending video to make you all cry again, because just... Okay. Now we're past the blogs that make me cry, and into things that I can talk about more seriously. I love The Empty City. I love it so much. And this one, who I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce, ontological whatever, this was cool. It's like... The first bit was good. And, like, the last, like, I don't know, 25% of it, where everything sort of starts to come together, and the dreams, and the voices, and he starts traveling through time and leaving himself books, and realizes that he isn't really him, and it all sort of, like... This was, another good example of one of those, like, twist endings, where it wasn't just all of a sudden, like, oh, hey! This isn't what you thought it was. It was like, and it slowly gives plants that idea in your brain before it goes, oh hey, I'm not me anymore, I went in the empty city and now I'm a Nightlander and I'm gonna go over there now, bye! Anyway, it built up to it. It didn't just do that, and so that was good, because I've already ranted about how much I hate it when blogs are just like, shit, I need an ending. Everything you know is wrong! Okay, and last, but definitely not least, is The World Through These Eye Holes and Kill the Faceless Bastard, because they are related, and therefore I can talk about them both, because screw you people, I do what I want. I like this, because it was a servant blog, but it wasn't one of those, evil villains. Mwahaha, I will kill all of you and flag evil YouTube videos, and I am so evil. Mwahaha, I will kill all of the things and feast on their blood. And mwahaha. He was actually, like, you know, a character with, you know, well-roundedness and multiple dimensions, and he was like... Hell, he didn't even become a servant because he was like, I want to kill all of the things! He became a servant because it, like, helped him out. And he had motivation and, like, thought it through and was like... And when they made him human again in the empty city, he had, like, an actual reaction to being human and having these feelings back. And he wasn't just like... I have no remorse, and he was just a great character, and then the story itself was pretty good, but characters really make the story in these sorts of situations, because all of the stories kind of follow the same paths based on what the character is and what the character wants. And so it's the character that really puts these stories together. And then I get to talk about Kill the Faceless Bastard because they're related, and I get to do it, and it has alternate dimensional stuff. And I like alternate dimensional stuff. And it's cool. And then you've got the No Gods, No Masters, which has more of that alternate dimensional stuff. And I just love alternate dimensions. And then, because they're all related, I'm also going to talk about this one. Because they're all sort of part of this same arc thing that was going on, which was also really good. And it actually made me afraid of the choir, because originally I was like, oh, the choir, they're just like, la-di-da-di-da, let's screw up your conversations and make funny noises and make you feel sad. And this one was like, we are the choir, and we are going to make you think your family is out to kill you, and then cause you to kill your family, and then break out of mental prison, and wahaha, we are so evil. So I honorably mentioned it, or honorably mentioned? It got mentioned. And I, of course, as always, have to do an honorable mention for Tribe 12. Because it's Tribe 12. And have you seen those videos? Because those are pretty damn well edited. And pretty damn awesome. And as always, he put Slender Man on a plane. Like, I cannot talk about my favorite blogs and not mention, dude put Slender Man on a plane. Just saying. And then as a final note, I am contractually obligated by this very official looking piece of blank paper to mention the Fear blog of Fear, Dreams, and Sleep and Fear. Because when you're talking about blogs that are amazing and you love them and they're great and everyone should try to aspire to be as good as them, you also have to talk about blogs that you do not want to be like under any circumstances. Now, Fear blog is wonderful and funny and great, and you should all read it. But it's also there to make fun of all of the horrible things people do in their blogs that no one ever wants to read, and so you shouldn't do it. Unless you're making fun of blogs, in which case totally do it, because that's all fun in games, and I love reading things that make fun of other things, because it makes things less scary. And let's see how many more times I can use the word things in one sentence. But yeah, please don't do horrible things in serious blogs, because I have to read them for, like, professional integrity, or science, or because I'm secretly a masochist or something along those lines. But I have to read those things. And when I read them, I cry. Because they are horrible. And I don't want to cry. And you don't want to make me cry. So don't do it. Please. Anyway, this has been SlendySlayer Reviews Top 10, part of the SlendySlayer 100 Follower Spectacular. And by I mean part, and by part of I mean this was the 100 Follower Spectacular. I would throw confetti, but I just moved into my dorm, and I don't have a vacuum, so I'm not going to throw confetti. And if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, just want to chat with me because you think I'm awesome and you want to be my best friend, you can email me at SlendySlayerReviews@gmail.com, and we can be bestest best internet friends, because I'm bored and lonely, and yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.